My name is Jordan Graves. I'm 31 years old. I hunt digital thieves for a living. Cybersecurity analyst in Denver. So when Grandpa stopped carving the turkey, set down the knife like a surgeon, and said, "The gift I wired you was $500,000, I actually laughed. Because an hour earlier, my mother handed me an envelope. Inside was a check for $200, written in her handwriting, signed with Grandpa's shaky signature. I looked up. Grandpa was staring right through me. Not confused, not joking. Certain. The room went quiet. My sister Olivia stopped breathing. Her fiancé's glass froze midair, and my mother's smile cracked at the corners. Before we go on, tell me where you're listening from. A quiet kitchen, a parked car, or your own room. This is Echoes of Life, and you're not alone here. Because 3 days earlier, someone tried to keep me away, and the biggest theft of my career started at this table. 3 days before Thanksgiving, my sister Olivia called. I was in my Denver apartment, working a live fraud trace. Her voice sounded bright in a careful way. "Hey, Jordy," she said like we were close. "Maybe you should skip Thanksgiving this year." I went still. "Why would I skip?" I asked. She said Grandpa was tired and needed quiet. She said the doctor warned him about stress. Then she slid in the real reason. "Flights from Denver aren't cheap," she said. "You should save that money for yourself." Olivia never cared about my finances before, so I opened the joint account Grandpa made for me. He called it my cushion, just in case. I hadn't touched it since college. The balance looked normal at first glance. A couple thousand. Nothing that screamed trouble. But I clicked the full transaction history anyway. My stomach dropped on the first entry. August 14th, 2024. Incoming wire, $500,000. Memo. For Jordan. With love, Grandpa. The next line stole my breath. August 15th. Outgoing wire, $499,800. Memo. Investment opportunity. Destination. External account ending in 7392. Someone left $200 behind on purpose. Just enough to look ordinary if I glanced quickly. I called the bank and asked for fraud prevention. They said the transfer used valid login and two-factor. The IP address was Bridgeport, Connecticut. Then the representative paused. "Ma'am, we also have a document on file. A power of attorney, filed August 10th. It granted my mother access to that account." I said one sentence, clear and cold. "I never signed that. The signature is forged." When I hung up, my hands were shaking. This didn't feel like family drama. It felt like a case file with my name on it. And I wasn't skipping Thanksgiving after all. Back in my apartment, I opened the PDF from the bank. Legal language, date stamps, my name in bold, and my signature at the bottom. At first glance, it was convincing. Same loops, same sharp angles. But I knew my own habit. On real documents, I add a tiny diagonal mark. A private tick in the signature box. That mark wasn't there. I zoomed in until the pixels broke. The ink pressure looked wrong, too even. No natural hesitation. No hand tremor. It wasn't written. It was assembled. Then I pulled out an old birthday card from Mom. Her handwriting was the kind you remember. The G curled inward on the downstroke. Her T crossed at a steep, impatient angle. The forged signature had those same tells. My mother didn't handle paperwork. She practiced my name until it fit her plan. I copied the destination account from the wire. Only the last 4 digits showed at first. But I'm a cyber analyst, not a casual victim. I dug through traces and database hits. Minutes later, I had the full account. It belonged to Chase Rothwell. Opened in Bridgeport on August 2nd, 2024. And the timing made my skin go cold. I searched his name. LinkedIn popped up like a billboard. Investment consultant. Then I saw his latest post. He was thrilled to announce his engagement. To my sister Olivia, the post was dated August 20th. 6 days after the money vanished. I clicked Olivia's Instagram. It was public, like always, and it read like a confession in pastel tones. A beach photo dated August 16th. A luxury pool shot dated August 18th. Then, August 20th, her hand in the light. Emerald cut. Platinum band. Big enough to scream. I didn't need a receipt to understand. That ring wasn't love. It was my grandfather's money, turned into sparkle. I started building a folder. Screenshots, dates, transactions, paper trails. I mapped the story like a fraud case. Grandpa wires the gift. Mom files the forged authority. Olivia drains the account. Chase receives the wire and posts a smile. Then Olivia texted me, "So you're definitely not coming Thursday, right?" I stared at the message and breathed once. Then I typed, "Actually, I'll be there." Her reply came back too fast. "Really? Are you sure?" I answered, "Family's important." And in that moment, I knew my plan. I wasn't coming for turkey. I was coming for the truth. If you were in my place, what would you do? Comment 1 if you'd stay quiet and investigate alone. Comment 2 if you'd walk in and expose it at dinner. This is Echoes of Life. And I'm not hiding anymore. Grandpa stood and tapped his glass with a fork. "I'm an old man," he said, smiling softly. "I've built bridges. I've raised a family. But my greatest joy is my grandchildren." He praised Olivia first. She beamed, ring flashing. Then he turned to me, eyes warm and proud. "Jordan," he said, "you do things the right way. So I wanted to help you take the next step. A home, a firm, a future you can own." He lifted his glass. "I hope the gift I gave you helps you build." Everyone raised their glasses. I raised mine too, then held up the check. "Thank you, Grandpa," I said carefully. "Thank you for the $200. His smile fell off his face. "What 200? He asked, confused. The room froze like someone killed the power. I slid the check across the table. Mom's shoulders tightened. Olivia stopped breathing. Chase went still. Grandpa looked from the check to my mother. "Rebecca," he said, voice sharpening. "The gift I wired Jordan was $500,000. Mom tried to laugh, thin and brittle. "Dad, you're mixing things up. Your medication—" "I'm not confused," Grandpa snapped. "I transferred $500,000 on August 14th. I saved the confirmation email." He pulled out his phone, hands shaking. "Show me the account, Jordan. Right now." I opened my laptop before Mom could move. The screen lit the candlelight blue. I pulled up the statement and turned it to him. August 14th. Incoming wire, $500,000. August 15th. Outgoing wire, $499,800. Balance, $2,147. Grandpa stared so hard he didn't blink. For one awful second, his hand went to his chest. "Where did it go?" he whispered. Mom stepped in fast, trying to steer the room. "This is family. We'll talk privately." "No," Grandpa said, low and final. "We talk now." I opened the folder I'd built in Denver. Then I set a small projector on the table. I moved the mashed potatoes like evidence. A clean white wall behind Grandpa lit up. Slide 1, Family Investment Opportunity. Subtitle, How $500,000 Became $200. People started standing, chairs scraping hard. Uncles, aunts, cousins, backing away like smoke. "This is between immediate family," someone muttered. The front door opened and shut, again and again. When it settled, only 6 of us remained. Grandpa, Mom, Dad, Olivia, Chase, and me. I clicked to the next slide. A transfer record, blown up big and cruel. Destination account. Chase Rothwell. Chase's glass stopped halfway to his mouth. Olivia's face went paper white. Dad stared at his plate like it could save him. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't have to. The money trail was already speaking. Slide 2 filled the wall with numbers and dates. A clean wire trail. No opinions, no loopholes. August 14th, Grandpa's wire to my joint account. August 15th, $499,800 out to an external account. Name on the destination, Chase Rothwell. Chase's posture changed like a switch flipped. Olivia's hand clamped around her wineglass. Mom stood behind Grandpa's chair, too still. "That's not what it looks like," Mom said fast. "This is private. We'll handle it later." Grandpa didn't look at her. He looked at the wall like it was a wound. "Next slide," he told me. I clicked. Olivia's Instagram appeared, time-stamped like a confession. Crystal water, white sand. Much-needed reset. 2 first-class tickets, purchased the same day. Then the ring photo, 3 carats of my money. Olivia made a sound like she couldn't breathe. Chase stared at the wall, jaw tight, calculating. Dad finally spoke, voice rough and small. "Rebecca, what did you do?" Mom's eyes flashed. Angry tears. "You don't understand what we've been through." "Medical bills," she said, like that explained theft. I didn't even argue the lie. I clicked again. The forged power of attorney filled the screen. My signature, almost perfect, almost mine. But Grandpa leaned forward, squinting hard. "I never asked for this," he whispered. "I never told you to take control." I pointed with my laser, slow and clinical. Pen pressure is uniform. Ink density is stitched. And there's no diagonal mark I always add. Mom's mouth opened, then closed. Because she knew I was right. Olivia started crying, messy and loud. "I just needed the wedding to look right." "I panicked," she sobbed. "I didn't mean—" "You meant to take it," I said. "You meant to hide it from me forever." Chase pushed back from the table. "I'm not doing this," he snapped, standing. "Lose my number," he told Olivia, cold as glass. Grandpa's voice cut through him. "Sit down." Chase hesitated, then sat, eyes darting. And that's when I played the voicemail. Mom's voice filled the room, undeniable. "We already spent the first installment. If Jordan finds out, she'll go crazy." Grandpa's face collapsed into betrayal. Not rage yet, just grief with teeth. Olivia turned on me, mascara streaking. "You destroyed my life," she screamed. Then she ran out, door slamming like a verdict. Dad stood up, swallowed, and walked away upstairs. No defense, no apology, just escape. Only 3 of us remained at the table. Me, my mother, and the man she stole from. Grandpa pulled out his phone again. Mom grabbed his arm like prayer. "Dad, please, think about the family." Grandpa looked at her like he'd never met her. "I am thinking about family," he said quietly, "which is why I'm calling the police." 3 months later, the sentencing finally landed. 18 months for my mother. 12 for Olivia. A judge said restitution like it was a bandage. But money wasn't the only thing they stole. They stole my grandfather's trust. They stole my name off his gift. They tried to make me thank them for crumbs. I didn't chase revenge. I chased a record. Documentation over drama. Because facts don't bend for family. So I built a different life in Denver. A small craftsman with a quiet home office. A second bedroom kept ready for Grandpa. A front door that only opens for people I choose. We talk once a month over video calls, maps, old stories, my cases, his garden updates. We don't talk about Rebecca or Olivia. Not because it's forgiven, because it's finished. In March, Grandpa wired another $500,000. This time it came with a letter. "It's the gift I always meant for you. Use it to build something lasting." I framed that letter. Not for the money, for the belief behind it. My dad tried to reach me twice. Once through Grandpa, once through my cousin Stephanie. I said no both times. I don't do family without integrity. Last week, a plain envelope arrived. Olivia's handwriting, 8 pages, no return address. I read it once, all the way through. Then I fed it into the shredder. Confetti doesn't rewrite history. Some people call that cold. I call it clean. Forgiveness is optional. Protection is not. If you're listening to this on Echoes of Life, please like, share, and subscribe for more stories. Stories where the truth has receipts. And boundaries come with follow-through.